The next one's podcasts. Podcasts are a cousin to partnerships. Podcasts are a way to get exposed to another audience. And at least in my experience, what I've liked about podcasts is that they seem a little bit evergreen, meaning I've had people reach out to me because they heard me on a podcast that I was actually on a year ago. So they have at least a little bit of evergreenness in podcasts. So to approach it in the community way, find a way to promote the show in some way. Again, build relationships with the people who you're going on their podcast to chat. Podcasts are a really good way to have a really deep conversation with someone you just met. And that's a really good way to leverage that relationship. They can become an affiliate. Keeping track of these relationships that you're building is a really good way to have long-term success with these types of things. One kind of hack that I do is you can build like assets for podcasts. I have a Notion page that I send every podcast that I'm going to be on, and it has everything that they would ask me, but it's already on a page and I don't have to type it out or fill out any forms. Like it's all already ready for them. The next one is, so we're getting into like social media now, and I try to think of ways I'm not on all these platforms very consistently, but I've helped a lot of people with platforms. So I try to think of ways of doing these different platforms in a way that aligns with community. So for Instagram, the important thing is the platform changes and different things work on Instagram specifically to grow your audience at different times. So right now, if you just post in your feed, your account is not going to grow very fast because they're not promoting just a regular picture post on your feed to new people who don't know you yet. That's a good way to nurture your current community. But if you want new people to follow you, Reels is like really what they're promoting on the platform. So knowing the platform and knowing what's actually going to lead your following to grow is important. This is true for the other platforms also. I love inviting replies anywhere you can so that you can start chatting with people in the DMs. It goes back to you can start a DM conversation, but instead of you reaching out cold, they've reached out because of something you said. Another strategy that I've seen and really liked is building a close friends list for some kind of benefit of the people who are following you and inviting anyone who's interested to join. It can be behind the scenes, anything like that. Okay. The next one is I said Threads and X all in one post because I think they're the same and who knows what's happening with Twitter or X. What's important in this one is these are like written platforms. So it's important to match whatever's in your post again to your connection to learning ratio. If you're a learning community, post things that are teaching people things. If you're more connection heavy community, then highlight your community members, reply a lot to people, engage with people in the replies. So use more of the connection things if you're more connection heavy. In these platforms, it's always better to show up a little bit less polished. So building in public and being vulnerable and being yourself is always going to be best. The next one is LinkedIn. So same with Instagram, how Reels is working right now on LinkedIn. The best way of doing it is image carousels. It's not the only way on LinkedIn. It's like a little more complicated. After you post something on LinkedIn, always make sure to comment on a few other people's posts. It gets more people to see your stuff. And another strategy that I like specifically on LinkedIn that works really well is if you optimize your profile to specifically what you want people to do when they go to your profile, then you can just connect with people who are relevant to you. So instead of sending them a message or like writing a long note, all you do is connect with them. And if your profile is well optimized, then the people who are interested in what you do are going to connect with you. And I don't believe in the bots and sending people those automated messages or anything like that. But you can, like, once someone is connected with you, you can send them a real message because they looked at your profile, they liked what you do, and that's an opportunity for you to start a conversation. Okay, last one. YouTube. I started a YouTube channel literally today. So I'm not an expert in YouTube, except I'm an expert watcher of YouTube. So it's a really good platform for teaching. That's why it's last. It's all the way on the learning side. And what's important about YouTube and any platform that's like video based is the information that you share publicly on these platforms. Just make sure what you're sharing, it requires less investment and commitment from your members to learn that information than it would be to once they're within your community. So thinking about like less depth that you're sharing to like a bigger audience, people who haven't really opted into anything. So share the most broad version of your message there. Okay, so these are all the 10 that we just went through. And I'm going to ask you which channel you can, and it doesn't have to be one of these 10, but which one you can invest in for the next 3 months. So we're at the end of a season and we're about to go into kind of the Q4 for the rest of the year. So which one channel do you think you can invest in for the next 3 months? Podcasts, referrals, cool. And then I would love for you to make a plan for what that's going to look like for you. So for length of time, 3 months, 12 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever that is for you, I will, and then not just the channel, but specifically what you're going to do on that channel. I will reach out to 5 partners a week, and then every frequency. So every day, every week, once every 2 weeks, whatever it is. So I'd love for you to write out what this sentence is for you.